go to their doctors talking about symptoms like anxiety, depression, not being able to sleep, feeling unmotivated, feeling low energy. And often the doctors, again, if they don't identify it as perimenopause or menopause related, doctors very regularly will give antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, um, as a treatment for the symptoms without realizing it's connected to perimenopause and menopause. So, um, if you already are on antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication, you may find that your symptoms change. You may find that you feel the medication isn't working as well as it used to. Or you may find that all of a sudden you have symptoms that you never had before, and your doctor wants to put you on this medication. A lot of my clients come to me saying, I've never been depressed before, I've never had anxiety before, and all of a sudden I feel all these things, and my doctor wants to put me on medication, and it doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right about doing that. So we know that in perimenopause and menopause, your hormones are fluctuating. We know lots of changes happen in your body. We know that perimenopause and menopause symptoms show up in each woman in a slightly different way. So we need to understand that and be prepared for that. Listen to our bodies, listen to what is going on in our bodies, pay attention. And if you are taking medication, pay attention, because maybe something may be changing. Maybe you need to re-examine the dosage or the type of medication you're on. And if you haven't ever been on medication and all of a sudden your doctor is recommending medication, you may want to take a minute and say, is this the right thing for me? Because I may be feeling like this, but it's perimenopause, menopause related. And so maybe I need to think about supporting myself in another way.
Hmm.
So I hope that answered that question. And with regards to tripping, yeah, you lose balance, you lose sort of sense of perspective sometimes. Yeah, you've got to do maybe yoga or Pilates that is really going to help strengthen your grounding. You want to become more grounded. You want to really strengthen your muscles, make sure you're working on muscle strength and supporting your bones, and really good balancing exercises.
Thank you for that
Thank you
response.
so much.
All right. So, Jacqueline, how can managing menopause now impact bone, heart, and cognition health decades later?
Yeah. So it's very, the conversation around menopause and aging and good aging and longevity and being strong and healthy in postmenopause for women focuses around three areas: bones, brain, and heart. And there is a lot of research out there that, or information out there that says women in postmenopause are more susceptible to um, reduced bone density, osteoporosis, increased heart attacks, reduced cardiovascular activity, and reduced brain function, cognition, etc. So we need to pay attention to that. Some people will say the best way to support bones, brain, and heart is with HRT, is with that hormonal replacement therapy. In my view, the research is inconclusive. There are a lot of people who say take HRT all your life and that will protect you for your bones, brain, and heart. I don't know. I think it's still inconclusive, but we do need to pay attention to our bones, brain, and heart. Bones meaning susceptibility to breaking bones, to osteoporosis. That definitely is a very high risk factor for women. So we want to be doing strength training, supporting muscles, supporting bones, um, a lot of exercise and movement that will really help with that bone, supporting bone density and muscle mass loss. We want to support our hearts. We want to pay attention to our hearts, and that can also be through stress reduction, diet. Diet is really important for good heart health. doing a lot of good cardio activity, moving, keeping our bodies moving. And brains, obviously, we don't, the women are more susceptible to Alzheimer's, dementia, and reduced brain cognition. So we want to make sure that we are always keeping our brain strong, also with good proteins, good fats, doing good movement, and keeping ourselves stimulated, doing interesting activities, learning new things, going out and enjoying yourself, being out in nature, really making sure that we don't let our brain just degenerate, but we really keep our brain strong with a
Okay.
good, healthy lifestyle.
Mm, mm. So we do have another question. I don't know if you can see there on the chat from Sino. She says, "What is the earliest age for experiencing perimenopause and menopause?" I think we've covered that one, but you'll be happy to explain further, especially if one's period came maybe like 9 or 10 years old. How do you get diagnosed for perimenopause or menopause?
Okay, let me see if I can open up that question.
Yeah, if you go to chats there.
Oh,
So
okay. So,
go ahead.
what is the earliest age for menopause? So, as we said, the average age is your early 40s, but there are women who can experience menopause earlier than 51. I have clients who go through menopause at the age of 47, which means that their perimenopause may be earlier than 41, 42. They may already start being in perimenopause already at maybe 38 or 39. um, there is a condition of early menopause, early onset menopause. So then it would be even earlier. So it varies woman to woman. And especially if one's period. So I don't think, and there isn't really any evidence that the date of your first period reflects the date of when you're going to go into menopause. So just because you started your menstrual cycle young, it doesn't mean necessarily that you'll go into menopause young. I think it's more complicated than that. It's not early starting your periods, your menstrual cycle, so you'll have an early menopause. I don't think there's that direct correlation. It's very personal. It's about your health story. It's about lifestyle factors. It's about things impacting you that will have an impact on your menopause experience. It's not necessarily about the date that you started your menstrual cycle.
Wow. Right, let's go back to Hilda. Let's see. Hilda,
I'm going to
you're
be on
on.
this for a little bit
Yeah,
longer, but there's Connie.
what,
Oh,
what did she? Should I continue now?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Listening to the speaker, actually, these two stages mess with somebody else's mind and the whole life. You know, I feel like I'm experiencing things that are not very nice to experience. Recently, I've got the phobia of getting fat, and it becomes so worse by the day. If I can eat something that I make me fat, immediately while I'm eating, I will feel like my body is expanding.
yeah. Weight gain is a real issue for women. Weight gain is a real issue for women in menopause. So you really need to think about, as I talked about the nutrition, what are you eating? And not to go on a diet. I don't believe in dieting. I don't believe in calorie counting. I don't believe in calorie reduction. It's about eating the right food that is nourishing and supporting for you at this stage of life. So if we can eat the right foods and support ourselves and really nourish our body in the right way, we can maybe get a bit of control over the weight gain.
All right. Wow, Jacqueline. I didn't even see the time. Time just flew away. And thanks for the participation from the audience and also on the chats there on Riverside. So we really appreciate this whole information that you just imparted to us. I mean, it's giving us a clearer view on how we can deal with menopause and how we can deal with those, in fact, who are dealing with menopause. So maybe to recap, any last words that you would like to impart to our audience here?
Yeah. I think, firstly, two things I want to say. Firstly, symptoms are not a requirement of perimenopause and menopause. Symptoms can happen, but they don't have to happen. And
Mm.
secondly, every woman's menopause experience is unique to her. No two women would experience it in the same way. And we really need to look at your personal journey and what you are personally experiencing, and then make sure that you are getting the personalized support that you need.
Thank you ever so much, Jacqueline. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We hope that we can have another moment with you so that we can expand on this topic. So, in closing, uh, menopause. Yeah, now I'm more learned about it than ever before. So, to everyone listening, whether you are navigating this yourself, cheering someone on, or you just here to learn, I hope today's conversation left you feeling a little less alone and a lot more empowered. Let's not forget, menopause isn't a problem to solve, but it's a phase to understand. So let's keep talking about it uh, at a dinner table. Hopefully, that will be appropriate in workplaces and with our doctors. Share your stories, ask awkward questions. Remember, there's no trophy for suffering in silence. So before we go, a huge shout out to our incredible community. Your courage to listen and learn is changing the narrative. This episode will be on YouTube in 2 days' time. So if you missed it or you just joined us, you'll be able to catch up there. And to anyone out there who are thinking, is this ever going to get easier? Well, you're doing better than you think. Keep showing up for yourself. Until next time, this is Neo Marapeti, the host of NMP Talk Show, and see you later.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Let me
I
close
hope
this.
that was